The Zaltchik Experiment, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. This story comes from H P Blavatsky, An Outline of Her Life, by Herbert Whyte. H P Blavatsky's father, Colonel Hahn, was utterly sceptical as to his daughter's marvellous powers, at which he simply laughed. One day, however, two old friends of his, who had just convinced themselves absolutely of the genuineness of her psychic gifts, persuaded him to devise a test himself. The old gentleman, probably hoping to have a good laugh at their expense, proceeded into the next room and wrote a word on a slip of paper, which he folded and put in his pocket. Then he returned to his game of patience, quietly smiling behind his grey moustache. All the others present gathered expectantly round. While the familiar raps were heard on a plate, a young lady repeated the alphabet, and at a proper letter a rap was made. Madame Blavatsky did nothing at all, apparently. Slowly, letter by letter, a word was written down, a queer word which so puzzled them all that they felt sure there must be some mistake. "Well, what have you got?" called out Colonel Hahn. "One word, Zaltchik." The old gentleman's face was a study. With a trembling hand he examined the paper, muttering, "How very strange." Then pulling out his folded paper, he handed it to them in silence. It bore the same word, the name of his favourite war horse in the Turkish war years ago. From that day, Colonel Hahn was firmly convinced of his daughter's gifts and studied them closely. He sought to aid in completing a history of his family and marvelled at the completeness and accuracy with which she was able to give him, by means of her psychic powers, all the details he wanted.